Hello, my dears. Now, time to discuss the attributes of an object using the query selector. Okay, so you see we have objects like paragraph, the links, okay, the images, the form, table, etc. So it's very simple how we can access it. You are right. Document dot query selector, okay, and then you are right. For example, I am selecting the img image. So it is the characteristic of query selector is that it will select the first image. So here the first image is this one, and select all the images. So here it will select this, the attributes of this. So let's suppose you can see this one is selected, dot for example the title, or we can see the id. The id is AA. If you see here, this is image 1 and the id is AA. Okay, width is 150. Okay, and the title is img. So instead, if I write dot title, and if I write title and width, okay, so using document.query selector img.width, you can select as many characteristics as you want. Okay, so if I write document.query selector all dot space image dot title, so it does not give anything. So this means it works with the selector. For selector all, you will use a proper loop, and that will be from the JS console. Okay, so what about the okay, so if we see the inputs, so this is the input with the type text and name. Okay, so and this is the button, id is this one. Okay, so if I write here button bu, it return nothing. But if I write here id, it is a but one. And if I write name, if I write here if instead button I write the input dot id, okay, or input dot type, so it is the text. Which one? If I write only this one, okay, so this one is selected. So this was all about the attributes of objects using the query selector. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much. Now we discuss how we can change the attributes of some object, or assign some object the attributes of other objects. Okay, so if we write document dot query selector, and I write img, Okay, so you can see the ID is AA. And if I write document, if I copy this and write it for something like if we see here, and if we see here, we have other attributes like button. Okay, we have button ID is but1. Okay, so if I write here ID of, so it's but1. Now if I want to assign this one the ID of button, for example, so I'll write document dot query selector. Okay, and the ID of image is AA. So if I write hash AA, which is the ID of image, okay, dot ID. So hash A is the ID, so we will write dot A, and it returns A also, is equal to, we write but1, but1. Okay, ID of this button. So if I return now the ID of this this image, okay, so if I see, if I write, now you can see the ID of image is changed to but1. Okay, so similarly you can change other properties. Okay, like the title, like the everything you can change. Now discuss another way of getting the IDs, classes, attributes, which is by get attribute method. Okay, like suppose if I write the dot query selector, if I write for example P, if I write A, and if I write IMG, so first I copy it and I assign it to constant Z is equal to this Z. Okay, and now I write Z dot get attribute name. So I write Z dot get attribute if I write Z dot get attribute of ID, so it is A. Okay, and if I write Z dot attribute of name, null, title is image1, and what else it contain. Okay, if I see this image, here we have the image, we have the image here, this one. So width, id, etc. title. And if we see the if input text, okay, so we can return the name and type of this input, which is the first input. So if I write, okay, if I see, if I copy this constant z2 is equal document and I write here input and I write z2. So this is text. I write z dot get attribute, okay, attribute and name. So it return null because it is a reserved word query select. So if I write sorry it is z2. If I write the name, so you can select z2 dot get attribute name. So this was all about the attributes using the query selector, how we can fetch the different attributes, how we can change the attributes, assign some attributes of object to other object, and then using get attribute, how we can fetch the different attributes of objects. So thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much.